This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so we got Fat Joe. Fat Joe is in crisis mode. That whole thing with French Montana and Max B, where he was exposed for not giving French Montana his publishing on the record and his credit. Well, that came to bite him in the ass because, first of all, he already had those allegations with Big Pun, right? Big Pun's family said that they never got paid from Fat Joe, and Fat Joe was holding out on them. Yes. This validates all that. So Fat Joe's in crisis mode now. He keeps explaining it like, oh, French Montana wasn't even that hot. Like, French Montana is not even up there to defend himself. He was saying French Montana wasn't even that hot then, and he didn't write the hook. He never claimed he wrote the hook. You called him to do the hook. If he didn't have any clout then, why would you call him to do the hook? Why wouldn't you just have the guy who wrote the hook do the hook? Or why wouldn't you or Remy do the hook? You know why? Because he needed to sell the record. Fat Joe is a hoe, okay? He will do anything to sell anything. He'll do anything for money, and that's just what it is, okay? He'll screw people over for money. But if somebody, you should see the desperation for him to get people on records, okay? I know he talks real confident and everything, and I like Fat Joe, okay? This is how you got to be in the music business. The way Fat Joe operates, that's how you got to be. Okay, you got to do whatever to get the record done, okay? He'll do whatever to get Lil Wayne on the record or this person or that person. He'll stalk them to get it. And Khaled is the same way. Khaled will show the person he needs all the love in the world, but if that person isn't hot anymore, they're done with him, okay? If they don't serve him anymore, it's over. And that's how a lot of the music industry works, so I can't even just fault Fat Joe for this. This is most people in the music business. Very few people in the music business look out for people. Now, did Fat Joe take care of a lot of people in the beginning? Yes, he did. Cuban Link, a bunch of people. He did take care of them at one point, okay? The Big Pun situation, who knows what really happened with that. But there's a lot of allegations around it, all right? Remy Ma, she had that hit with Fat Joe when she came home, but she didn't sign to Fat Joe for some reason. Maybe she still remembers the Terror Squad days. If you don't remember, before she went to jail, her and Fat Joe were at odds. They weren't getting along because she felt like she was screwed in her Terror Squad deal. That's just a fact, okay? Well, French Montana kind of put it out there, and Fat Joe claims he gave him 10%. He lied about that. I guess he gave him 5%. Whatever, okay? It's over. It's old. Right after that, French Montana got a huge record with Sway Lee. He bought a record from Sway Lee and took over. I think he went 20 times platinum with that record. So, the Unforgettable record. 20 times platinum. And that was a record he bought. He bought it from Sway. It was already done. He bought it from Sway Lee for $300,000, put his verses on it, and it went. And that's a big gamble. But it went. And that saved French Montana's career at that time. Because at that point, that was about a year or two after All the Way Up. Or about a year after. And at that point, he was getting dry. But when Fat Joe got him, his career wasn't bad at that point. And Fat Joe's wanted to speak. Fat Joe was dry, okay, around that time. Okay, it's amazing he could even get... The only reason he could get French Montana on a record is because he looked out for French Montana early in his career. All right, so we got this girl from Baddies, Mariah Lynn. She is so desperate she had to find a guy in jail to date now. She visited him in jail. I don't know. Sometimes girls, people were like, she's a rider, solid. She smashed everybody in TV, and now she's with this guy. Okay, that doesn't mean she's a solid girl. They have been dating forever. She's dating him, and some girls like to date guys that are in jail because they're not going to go nowhere. They know where they are at all times, right? Just being real, like, jeez. Javante Davis is on the run still. He put his hands on too many girls, right? And this one's coming to get him. Everyone's calling Finesse 2 times Pepto-Bismol because of his new pink outfit. And he's losing his mind over it. Blackboy Max, 504, puts Blackboy Max on blast because Blackboy Max, he says the biggest moment in Blackboy Max's career was when he was on there and they got called out for smoking in the studio, him and little TJ. And it got, they went into a back and forth over that. That was a big moment, and Blackboy Max talks to him. He says Blackboy Max talks to me all the time, but now I'm home, he called me, and he's making faces on the live while he's talking to me. I don't even know I'm on live with him when he's talking to me, and he's trying to play me. So it's like people get punched in the face for that. It's true. Blackboy Max plays too much. Seriously, he does. Vitali's now back in the United States. He got deported back to Russia, right, from the Philippines. And he did 10 months there. Then went from Russia. Then he's back in the States somehow. Okay. So now he's back in the States. And he went to Adam22's boxing, the preview to the boxing where they talk. And he says, I've been in the Philippines for 10 months in jail. Adam, can you let me smash your wife? And he had to decline. And then he says, yeah, I guess it would be like throwing a hot dog in an open hallway. It was a little funny. Vitali's already back on Kick. Now, Adam22 boxes the guy who smashed Adam's wife on camera. I forget his name. Love. They're fighting this weekend. I don't know how many people are going to tune into that, but hey. Trey Songz takes Kansas City Police Department and others over alleged assault and wrongful arrest in 2020. This is rich because he has so many charges on him now. No, he hasn't been convicted of anything, but hey, with allegedly putting his hands on women. 5EO Foreign talks about Cardi B and Offset. He says Offset is banned from Starlets, which is like a strip club in New York, because he got into it with those strippers there, and actually he got stripped down or something. I don't know. He says, and then he says, I don't rock with Cardi B. I rock more with Nicki. Okay, he's telling his truth on there. Said something else about somebody. I forget what he was saying. Foreign dissed Offset and Cardi B. Said, I heard he got stripped. I heard can't go back to Starlets. Drake appeals dismissal case over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Bro, you got to drop it, bro. It's over. TikTok finalizes deal to create U.S. version of app after lawmakers said it was a national security risk. App will now include oversight of content moderation. This is rich. Jim Jones says he's the reason that Kid Cudi got a big deal. That's not true at all. He says because he remixed Day and Night. Kid Cudi already had a deal at that point. If anything, Kanye had the big reason that Kid Cudi got a deal. Jim Jones wants credit for doing nothing. Jim Jones is actually turning into a clown, bro. Seriously.
We don't want to radio. I'm like, this nigga remix this right here.
He was remixing it because he was riding the wave. Most people don't even remember Jim Jones's version. I remember this time. Jim Jones was so desperate to have a song after all the songs after Ballin' and everything, He was desperate, so he was remixing everybody's song trying to get hot,
I didn't. What it was dead.
and it was not working. I mean, it worked a little bit, but like it wasn't like that. Let's see, what's this? Oh yeah, Kayla B allegedly drowned on a cruise during vacation, but this is false news. She came out and said this is fake news. All right, and then we got Neon. This is him alleging Top 5 used his name to scam his jeweler for $90,000 of watches. Soulja Boy store on Melrose is now for sale. It's over. 5-Year Porn says Kanye sent him money while he was in jail. And Ari got emotional after Moneybagg Yo forgives her and shows some love after recent rumors. Moneybagg Yo is a sucker. Erica Banks also responded to Finesse 2 times, but that's uneventful. But she shouldn't be talking. Look at her. Look at that. Rough and tough. Rough. Rough. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I kind of took it easy today. There wasn't a lot of news, so I wasn't gonna like push the limits today. So I took it easy. I'll check you on the next one. Peace.